Today we're back looking at some scary TikToks. After filming this video, I'm going to be going out on a walk as well, so I hope I don't freak myself out.
Creepy videos found on the internet.
Right there this time.
Ooh, what is that? That looks
Hello?
like a little baby. And it's giggling.
No. No, stay there. Hey.
Ew. Oh.
Oh my God. Dude. It's okay. It's okay.
I can't
Leave.
tell if that's real or fake.
Stop. You gotta go. Shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop.
Why would you follow it? Like, I'm so sorry, why would you follow it? Are you an idiot? This is
Charlie,
what it's
come on.
like in horror films. You don't do that. Literally call a priest.
I don't even know how to explain what I've seen. Holy hell.
This has to be fake. I'm really hoping that this is fake.
Yes.
And now the lights are flickering. Amazing. And I bet you it's going to be at the bottom of the hallway. I can
What
guarantee it is.
that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights alone.
I'm hoping if that was fake, like it has to be fake, that has to be CGI. Because if that's real, that's terrifying. Who the hell opens the door knowing it's a ghost? Exactly, why would you ever open the door? That's literally how every horror film goes. There's like a haunted house and a family moves into it. Like, why? If these videos are edited, way to go, whoever did this job needs an Oscar. Exactly, like I'm literally hoping it's fake. I think it is fake, it did look like CGI in editing. However, it was still really weird.
This is the second time I'm trying to make this video because the first time TikTok wouldn't let me post it. Literally didn't even save it in my drafts. It just disappeared. You know how you've heard stories of people and AI is copying their voices and like scamming their family and friends?
Okay, so I actually have heard of this before. This is a real scary thing and it nearly happened to me, I think. The other day I got a phone call and obviously I answered it and it was like, hello. But the person immediately put the phone down. So like I'm starting to think, oh my god, did they like clone my voice? If you don't know what this is, basically people ring you, they'll clone your voice and then ring family members and friends demanding money. And it sounds like you're saying that you're being held captive or something like that. It's quite freaky.
Well, that happened to me last night. Long story short, I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I have epilepsy, and for the past couple weeks I haven't been feeling well. I've been having auras, but I haven't been having grand mal seizures. I've been having like absent seizures or like focal seizures. Nothing too crazy, too big. Yesterday I wasn't feeling well, and I went home. I was hanging with my boyfriend. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna go to sleep. Whatever, sleep it off. I get home, I get an aura, but it was like one of those auras where I know for a fact a grand mal seizure is gonna happen. Because it was a really big aura. Like, it was weird. If you don't know what an aura is, Google it because it's really hard to explain. So I get this aura. Text my boyfriend, I'm like, hey, I think a big one's gonna be happening, just giving you a heads up. I'll text you when I'm out of it. Then the aura passed. I gave it like a couple minutes, still nothing happened. So I texted and I was like, okay, the aura passed, we're good, I love you, I'm going to. Mind you, my phone's on do not disturb. So no calls are coming in, nothing. This all happened around 11 o'clock at night, okay? It's now 2:30 in the morning. I wake up to somebody at my door, ringing my doorbell. I'm creeped out because I'm like, who the heck is that? So I get my phone. I see that I have 8 missed calls from my boyfriend. He called me on Instagram, both of my accounts. He called my Snapchat and he texted me multiple times. I'm like, uh-oh, this is probably him. I call him. I'm like, hey, are you the one at the door? He's like, yes, are you okay? So I let him in and he's like, you can tell that he's distraught. Like, something's going on. I was like, what is going on? He's like, I'm just making sure you're okay. I'm like, why? I texted you that I was gonna go to bed and I was fine. He's like, no, because you called me. I'm like, I didn't call. I've been sleeping this whole time. I did not call you. He shows me someone called him from a private number and left him a voice. He shows me the voicemail, and this is when things start to get like super creepy. The voicemail sounded exactly like
They cloned your
it sounded
voice.
like what I would sound like when I was coming out of a seizure. Kind of like I'm out of it, but I'm still there kind of thing. And it freaked him out. He's like, I thought this with you. I thought like something happened, like you weren't picking up, so I got super worried. I'm like, that's not me. That sounds like one of those AI voice scam calls. So I'm like, I'm glad you didn't answer, because if you did answer it, they probably would have like pulled something on you. But the fact that like they just left the message is still a little creepy. And he's like, okay, well, I'm glad you're okay, because like I haven't even slept. I'm not gonna be able to sleep because that literally freaked me out. I'm like, I do not blame you. I get it. So I told them, okay, we're gonna have a safe word. because if this happens to me or if this happens to you again, we need to know that it's actually us. So we came up with a safe word. And I am telling you guys this because I thought it would never happen to me, but it did. And to my boyfriend. So tell your loved ones, your friends, your significant others that you guys need a safe word just in case something like this happens to be. Because it's really creepy. It's so creepy.
Yeah, like I've heard of it before, it's just so weird. It also makes you think like who's doing that, because obviously they cloned your voice somehow. Have they like hacked into your house and like listened to you talking on the phone if they called you? It's really weird, isn't it? Don't say your safe word in earshot or anything electronic. They record you 24/7, no joke. Yeah, so it's making me think like how did they get the recording? Oh my god, imagine if someone clones me off my YouTube videos and then calls my family members. That's terrifying. But what did the voicemail say that he was so worried? So I've actually seen another video like this before. It was in another creepy video. Basically the voicemails will clone the person's voice and then make it out like they're being held captive or they need money, like ransom money, and obviously they're asking the person who they're calling for like $500, £5,000, etc. I think they say a load of things like, oh, I'm being held captive, you know, they're gonna kill me if you don't send me the money now, etc. It's really quite terrifying. This happened to me. I got a call like that from my best friend. She was crying and I was like, what? I called my BFF and she was like, I'm at work. Yeah, so like it's making me think like who's actually doing it, who's behind it. Obviously somebody's doing it. Is it someone you know? Is it like a company or people stalking you? The whole thing's just terrifying. Show us the voicemail and it looks like we're gonna hear the voicemail.
Stage message. Hey babe. Give me a call. Thought you were so sweet tonight. But obviously you're not here. So I guess leave my number. To replay this message.
At the end you could hear it was kind of AI, kind of sounded a bit auto-tuned. If you're ever listening to something that kind of sounds like a wee bit robotic, that's basically AI. That's terrifying, like it really did sound like her, didn't it? Bro, that's scary. I know it's a fact that can happen to anyone as well, like it could literally happen to you.
Let's talk about the UFO congressional hearing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared. When I show you these clips, you're gonna understand why, okay? Like, this is real. The government is now addressing aliens/UFOs. So if you guys don't know, today Congress held a UFO hearing. The witnesses on the stand were Ryan Graves, a former US Navy pilot, David Grush, a Pentagon UFO whistleblower, and David Fravor, a former US Navy commander, with all of them talking about their experience with UFOs. So the hearing is about 2 hours and 19 minutes. So I'm gonna show you a couple clips from that hearing that are pretty significant. So in this one, Miss Mace asks this.
Do you believe we have crashed craft? Stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human.
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So what do they mean by non-human? Like aliens? Anyways, on to the next clip. So in this next clip, Mr. Garcia basically asks this.
Briefly, either describe or note that aircraft that are being witnessed, particularly by the 30 folks that you're working with, are essentially outside the scope of anything that we know of today and the technology we have today. Mr. Graves, Mr. Fravor?
Yes, the objects that are being seen by commercial pilots are performing maneuvers that are unexplainable due to our current understanding of our technology and our capabilities as a country, and that applies for the military as well.
Mr. Fravor?
Yeah, I concur with that. We have nothing that can stop in midair and go the other direction, nor do we have anything that can, like in our situation, come down from space, hang out for 3 hours, and go back up.
Mr. Gresh, finally, do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
So basically these UFOs are so high in technology that we cannot understand them. It gets scarier, okay? So in this one, Mr. Burleson asks this.
There has been activity by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be very careful here because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed myself and my wife was very disturbing.
Do you see why I'm scared now? He said disturbing. What do you mean by that? So basically a lot of things are getting hidden from us and we have to worry about UFOs and possibly aliens. The fact that we have 3 people that held such high powers of position makes it so much harder to not believe it. But I don't know, what do you think? Me personally, I'm more scared, especially when he said disturbing. What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
I mean, let's be completely honest, we all knew that there was aliens and UFOs, we just didn't have proof, but quite clearly that is enough proof. He was talking about how he seen disturbed and stuff. What did he mean by that? Did he mean that, like, they were harmful to us, they were trying to eat us? Like, that's weird. Like, imagine if the world literally gets taken over. There was a good old saying, the aliens already live with us, we just don't know about it, and it's kind of making me think, like, do they? Area 51, that's somewhere we're not allowed to go, maybe that's where to hang out. They, like, hang out there, have a cup of coffee, and play a few, like, games. Honestly, I think they're bringing this up to distract us from something else. I mean, you people say that about everything, but it could be correct. Maybe Joe Biden's met with the aliens, he's having a meeting right now. It's just weird. Everyone always wanted proof that, like, there were aliens, and, like, there was UFO videos, etc. But I think that's enough proof right there. Now they're gonna pay the aliens rent. Exactly, I bet you they're doing bloody business deals. They're probably gonna get oil from, like, the alien, like, planet wherever they're from. I've just realized something. If aliens are real, that means they've got a planet in the galaxy, which means there's probably more people and they've got technology. I kind of want to get abducted by them. Imagine hanging out with them in their planet.
Creepy facts about our world you didn't know about.
Okay, let's go. Let's get freaked out.
Have you ever been sleeping and you had a nightmare that you've been falling off of a building or out of the sky and you woke up kind of flinching a little bit? This is actually called hypnic jerks and B. Basically what it is, it's your body thinking you're about to die, so it wakes you up.
This happens to me every night.
This might sound insane, but you're literally always 6 minutes away from dying, and every time you take a breath, the clock happens to restart. That ocean is just really a graveyard full of dead bodies and sunken ships, and every time you go visit the beach and take a dip in the water, you're basically swimming in a pool full of dead bodies. People unknowingly swallow about 8 spiders a year. Literally, spiders are crawling inside your mouth and down your esophagus, and you have no idea when or where. Facebook shut down 2 robots named Alice and Bob because they started talking to each other in their own language.
They're the aliens. I've just realized something. What happens if robots are aliens? That's what they are. Oh god, that's weird. But can we talk about that first one? How, like, sometimes if you're, like, falling asleep and then you wake up all of a sudden, your body thinks that you're dead. That happens to me so much. Have you ever been lying somewhere and then you, like, basically doze off and wake up all of a sudden, but, like, you feel sick? Like, you have a feeling in the bottom of your stomach. Is that your body in shock thinking that you've, like, died? Wait, be right back. Let me not breathe for 6 minutes. Oh my god, I just realized something. Every single breath and blink that you take is closer to your last one. That's quite weird, isn't it? Like, every single word that I'm saying right now is a word closer to my death. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that.
3 pictures hiding a chilling reality. Part 3. The third picture is terrifying. Number 1. Just another ordinary diving photo? The body in the background is that of Tina Watson, who was just killed by her husband Gabe. For their honeymoon, they decided to take a diving trip to Australia. However, this honeymoon tragically ended when Tina was found dead during their first dive.
Ooh.
Gabe cut off the young bride's oxygen underwater and then surfaced as if nothing had happened. Number 2. A photo of a journalist in a submarine? Kim Wall would be found in several pieces a few days later. Kim Wall, a Swedish freelance journalist, was tragically murdered in August 2017 while conducting an interview with inventor Peter Madsen on his homemade submarine. A few days after this interview, her dismembered body was discovered in the open sea. Number 3. A simple selfie at a teenager's party?
I've seen this before.
In fact, Tyler Hadley, on the right in the picture, had just killed his parents. Tyler Hadley, a 17-year-old from Florida, killed his 2 parents with a hammer in 2011 before hosting a party at his house. The disfigured corpses remained hidden on the first floor of the house while Tyler's friends played beer pong. During the party, he revealed his crime to one of his friends, who subsequently alerted the police.
I've heard about that last one before. I can't remember who was the actual killer, but it's quite weird to think like that person didn't know what had happened before they took that selfie.
What the heck is going on? This is horrifying. Ever wanted to change your face? Fancy a different look? Well, in Japan, you can have a different face for every day of the week. Male or female, you get to decide. These faces hung up give me the chills. I wonder which horror movie this was inspired by. The way it fits so well with the rest of his head, and how the skin tone is so perfectly matched. How would you react if you bumped into someone wearing one of these in the street?
Run.
This is beyond creepy. I just automatically feel like he's off to murder someone if I saw him in this mask. Although I do think one of these masks could be fun. One of these masks and a decent wig, and you could be unrecognizable. A whole new person.
Imagine waking up and seeing someone like that sit out your door. Nah. That actually reminds me of a conspiracy theory I read about recently on Twitter. Basically, there's a photo of Joe Biden. Obviously, the man's old. He's like 80 something. He's had a facelift before, but he's got a load of saggy skin. There's a specific photo where like the skin in his neck looked really, really saggy, and people are basically saying he was wearing a mask. I mean, you don't know. Maybe Joe Biden's an alien. Remember them aliens earlier in this video? They are among us. Maybe they're in control of the government. They're just wearing a mask. Well, anyways, guys, that's some scary TikTok. It was see me look at more scary TikToks. I mean, definitely will. Press the bigger scrub and see you all tomorrow for another video.